The damage you see right here is leaving Pit Grill employees wondering if they'll have a job.
Good news for 17-year-olds arrested for nonviolent crimes. The Louisiana justice system has raised the age. The law took place at the beginning of this month. As Black History Month comes to an end, W.O. Hall students ditched their first period class to commemorate African American pioneers. In about 6 months, the COCCC campus will be in full swing, which means more foot traffic downtown.
The damage you see right here is leaving Pit Grill employees wondering if they'll have a job.
Last night, customers and employees got a surprise from an unwanted motorist. A vehicle crashed into the restaurant, leaving it in shambles.
This place is tore up. I just want to know if I can work, how long it's going to take. Do I need to start looking for another job? What? I don't know.
The vehicle had been traveling northbound on MacArthur Drive and left the roadway entering the median, making the wrong turn, striking a curb and a parked car. The vehicle then became airborne and crashed into the restaurant where a family had just got up from dining.
There were some customers sitting near the window that was busted out that had just a few moments earlier gotten up and got away from getting hurt, killed.
Witnesses say the driver abandoned the vehicle, leaving law enforcers to search for him. Owner Rob King says when he got the call, he wasn't surprised. King was just happy that his employees were safe.
I have 4 restaurants, and this is not the first time something like this has ever happened to us. So my first thought was to get up here and make sure my employees were okay and see what the damage was.
The driver was transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and no other parties were injured. The driver was arrested and charged with reckless operation of a motor vehicle and was issued a criminal citation.
Pit Grill's owner says they should be up and running as early as this weekend, so employees shouldn't have to worry.
The damage is not too severe to the restaurant itself, it's just to the manager's office. So I have one small section of exterior wall. I've got a contractor coming. I would hope I would be open by the weekend.
Char Thomas, ABC 31 News.
Good news for 17-year-olds arrested for nonviolent crimes. The Louisiana justice system has raised the age. The law took place at the beginning of this month. Before the change in the law was implemented, if they were arrested in Louisiana, they would automatically be prosecuted and incarcerated as adults. Anywhere across the country, 18 is usually known as the age of adulthood. 17-year-olds are not able to vote, join the military, or even buy cigarettes.
The science shows that people's brains are not fully formed until they're 25. So, obviously, each reasonable prosecutor looks at various factors in terms of the charges that are brought for a particular individual and the severity of the punishment that we seek, because 25-year-olds don't think the same as 45-year-olds. And I mean, obviously, I don't think society holds 25-year-olds or 17-year-olds or 18-year-olds or 20-year-olds to the same standards as they do a 45-year-old.
Starting July of 2020, 17-year-olds charged with any offenses will be included in the juvenile justice system as well.
So I think that the prosecutor's discretion in looking at each and every case to determine what's appropriate for the victims, what's appropriate for public safety, and what's appropriate for the particular offender, I think you got to consider their age and the story of their life. What they've been through, how they got there. You got to balance that with protecting the public, which is our primary job. I think it's difficult to justify not changing to 18. The problem is in the implementation.
Now, Philip Terrell has a positive outlook on this new law. It's just a matter of watching it play out. Char Thomas, ABC 31 News. Today, the Alexandria Housing Authority met with stakeholders in the community to talk about the possibility of implementing Connect Home USA. Residents will be provided a computer with internet access in the comfort of their own home, free of charge. Now, this will bridge the gap for folks who aren't able to access the internet. Executive Director Joseph Page believes helping residents in participating communities to get connected at home and providing access to digital literacy and educational content.
Well, most of the school system, for example, is putting homework on the internet. They're issuing laptops or iPads for students to use. And if they don't have connectivity at home, access to the high-speed internet, they won't be able to do their homework, for example. We're just trying to bring them up to speed with the rest of the country. Now, this is all a part of the initiative we started a couple of years ago with resident quality of life. And what we talk about when we say resident quality of life is to bring connectivity to them.
Not only does this aim to increase the quality of life for residents, Anita Sanders, Resident Service Coordinator, says the goal is to primarily get everyone who wants to have access connected. The Housing Authority is looking for more stakeholders to make this possible.
What we're looking to do is partner with local businesses and other organizations who may have devices that they no longer use. Say, for instance, they have 25 computers that they no longer use, but they are in good repair. We'd like to partner with them to receive those devices and then have one of our stakeholders actually take those devices and fix them to where our residents could actually use them.
If you are interested in becoming a stakeholder or would like to donate, contact Anita Sanders at 318-442-8843, extension 216. Char Thomas, ABC 31 News. Downtown parking has been the talk of the town since the new community college is just months away from being completed. With 500 students attending the new CLTCC campus downtown in the fall, locals are wondering how will this affect parking. Mayor Jeff Hall has a short-term and a long-term plan to accommodate parking in the downtown area.
Well, parking, even as we know it today, is a little bit of a challenge because we have a lot of things going on downtown. The community college project is a gift, and we welcome that. And we really don't see it as a problem. And we've had our chief of staff and all of her departments and everybody have worked a temporary solution that'll handle up to additional 500, 600 parking spaces in different ways, primarily in changing the configuration of some of the one-way streets and some of the two-direction streets to make it one lane rather than two lane, and vacant spot lots and vacant locations, and having a more systematic parking situation, even with some parking available under the I-49 overpass. So we've worked it out. They've done an excellent job and worked with the businesses downtown to explain to them, because they understand fully what we're doing, and it's temporary. The long-term fix, obviously, will probably be some infrastructural enhancements.
Mayor Hall and the Chief of Staff is working diligently on a long-term plan.
So we know that our plan for the short term will take care of the parking needs that are coming this year. But we know that long term, we're going to continue to see growth. And so when we see that growth, we're going to build the infrastructure. And I think there are lots of different ways that we could approach that infrastructure. And we're studying that right now so that we could get the parking garages and all of the transportation that we're going to need to help our downtown grow.
Hall tells me they are looking to grow the population to more with the help of the Alexandria Police Department to create a safe environment. Char Thomas, ABC 31 News. In about 6 months, the CLTCC campus will be in full swing, which means more foot traffic downtown. About 500 students will be attending the new campus with other growing downtown businesses. Mayor Jeff Hall, along with the Alexandria Police Department, believes safety is key as the downtown area grows.
These officers are here as this is a small part of the mayor's downtown revitalization plan. And a part of that is safety and security. You've got the new college coming in. You've got these businesses, hotels. So the mayor working through his office, and part of our plan is to how can we increase security and make people feel more secure.
About a week ago, 2 Alexandria police officers were assigned to the downtown area. Officer David Moore and Officer Marquise Burton both told me they have seen a change already.
Just our presence alone have seen a decrease in people hanging around the bus station and just hanging around on business owners' property and causing disturbances and stuff.
Police Chief Jared King says it doesn't stop here. This will only get bigger. Char Thomas, ABC 31 News. Wednesday night, the Rapides Parish School Board discussed the topic of mold at Arthur F. Smith. The issue of mold, reported by several people at the school, wasn't resolved last night, but a substitute motion could give Rapides Parish School Board members more ways to go about solving the issue. District Supervisor of Physical Plant Rory Rochelle stated to the board he didn't have any complaints or written statements about mold being an issue in the middle school.
That's what we do. If there's any indications, and I've had none, I have no written complaints. I've had no verbal complaints of anyone getting sick over there.
Board member Willard McCall disagrees. McCall says he personally went to the school to check out the mold for himself.
District 62 meeting at the last committee meeting, okay? And what had happened, we've been fighting this battle over there since last year. The old principal requested time after time, but you know, they say they didn't get work orders. Well, they got work orders.
Retired teacher of Arthur F. Smith, Anita Hayes, addressed the board saying she reported mold to the janitor, principal, and Rochelle.
It was reported several times. I reported it to my principal. I reported it to the janitors. I reported it to the school board member. I even reported it to Mr. Rochelle.
Hayes also said this affected her health.
I was diagnosed with mold in my system this past summer.
McCall says they have a dehumidifier, but is hoping to have a solution by the fall. The estimated prices for repairs are expected to be available in March. Char Thomas, ABC 31 News. History Month comes to an end. W.O. Hall students ditched their first period class to commemorate African American pioneers. Better late than never. In the matter of 3 weeks, students and teachers studied and researched so they could enlighten and spread Black history with an entertaining presentation organized according to homerooms.
We all worked together to do everything. Once the word got out, hey, you know, our program is coming up, we need to get things rolling. We had a lot of teachers who stepped out of the box and decided to reach out to different people that they knew. We had the kids to take notices home to their parents. We had the students had input on what we were going to do for the program today.
Students acted out scenarios from the past and heard an encouraging speech from Coach Charles Smith. Smith says it is vital at this age for the 6th graders to remember their history. If not, they will easily forget it.
I'm hoping they take from this that, take school serious when they come to class, sit in those classrooms and listen to their teachers, learn as much as they possibly can, and also help each other when they are struggling.
He believes the students owe it to their ancestors to be nothing less than successful. Students like Anaya Davis walked away feeling confident about their future, thanks to Coach Smith's inspiring speech.
This Black History program taught me that I would be able to pursue my dreams and for the next generation to be able to come after me and pursue their dreams.
Char Thomas, ABC 31 News.